Hi, it's Cindy Spencer again, and we're on day 3 of the journey. There's going to be a total of 9 in this series. I'm going to be talking about different things, and today, one of the ways I'm going to share with you is one of the things that the Lord taught me to do, and that was to pray His Word and to pray scripture over situations. I start my day out covering my family and the whole day with scripture and praying verses, as well as, just talking to God, in everyday language. But today I want to focus on how to pray and praying scripture. And it's phenomenal, the things that He has shown me. And sometimes I'll be reading through my Bible and I'll be praying different scripture over my family, and He'll bring me to a verse that answers a question, or it was something I needed that day. And for example, I was in my prayer praying the scriptures one morning, and I was going to be going to a trip to Washington, D.C., which is something I'll talk about in a later issue, but I was going to be going by myself, and I was really excited, but I was really, really, really nervous. And it was like, okay, Lord, you really want me to go, and asking Him for some, comfort, and I was really nervous, and I was going to be gone 9 days. And so I just want to share with you a verse that He brought me to, like about a week before I went on the trip. And it's Psalm 32:8. And it says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will guide you with my eye. And for me, at that point, I was so nervous about going by myself that I just was like, wow, God, thank you so much. That shows me that you're gonna direct me, you're gonna teach me the whole time I'm over there, and you're gonna keep your eye on me, and you're huge. And so I knew I was protected and covered by Him, and it just brought a lot of comfort to me. And another verse that something that happened, I think back in April, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it just made me really stress out and really nervous, and I was like, Lord, I need your peace right now. And I had a Bible open up on my desk, and I just happened to look down at it, and it was open to John 14, and I had highlighted verse 27, and it was the only thing highlighted on the whole page. And so, of course, my eye fell on it, and let me read that to you. And it says, Peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. Not as the world gives do I give to you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. And whatever it was, that situation that happened that day, I literally was afraid. And it was like, wow, He's telling me that He is peace, and I can just trust Him and turn to Him and just relax and not be afraid. And it totally just set me in total calm, and it was awesome. And so I just was so thankful that He brought me to that verse that day. And here was just a page open in my Bible that was sitting on my desk, and so He just uses so many different ways, and He does so many different things where He, like for example, in January of this year, and it's December of 2011 right now, and in January I had bought a book. I really felt like He said to buy this book, and so it was about praising and worshiping the King of the universe, and I thought, wow, that's cool. I love worshiping my God. And so I bought the book, but I didn't have time to read it, obviously. I had to work that day. And after that, I had a point where I was able to take a quick cat nap because I had been up really late. Like I said, I'm a night owl, and I had to get up early that morning. So I was laying there, hoping to get like a half-hour nap, and I ended up laying there singing the whole time. And what you don't understand is I'm not a singer. I don't have a singing voice, and I don't usually just lay there and start singing, you know, taking a nap. And I'm like, wow. And what was coming out of my mouth was, bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. And I kept saying that over and over and over. And I was like, I know this. I know this is either like a verse or it's a song we've sung at church. And so I was just like, I've got to find out what this is. Well, I didn't have time, so after about 20 minutes of doing that, I was just, wow, okay. And I was so excited to find out where that was and look it up later, but I didn't have time at that moment. So I went back to work, and I was doing some work that day, and all of a sudden I thought, you know, I really want to take a peek at that book that I bought and just take like 15 minutes and just kind of snoop at the book and maybe flip through a few pages. And all of a sudden, like one of the first or second flips, I opened the book to the page that talked about Psalm 103. And just let me read you this psalm. The first 5 verses. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all my iniquities, who heals all my diseases, who redeems my life from destruction, who crowns me with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies my youth with good things, so that the youth is renewed like the eagles. And I was like, that was in the book, and I only flipped it like once or twice to get to that page, and that answered my question. That was what I was singing on the couch. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that was in me. So I knew that that verse, those 5 verses of Psalm 103, were something that God was blessing me with, and it was awesome, and I just so received it. And January is a very busy month for me with my work, and so I was so excited that how he showed me that. He's never done that before, and he's never done it that way since. And what's really cool is as the year went on, there were different times where I really needed pieces of that verse, like about the healing in my body, or I needed to know that, you know, he forgave all my sins, and he's all about healing us, and he's about redeeming our life from the pit and destruction. And so when things would try to come at me during the year, I actually memorized that whole verse, all 5 verses, and I say that. I'll lay down and go to sleep at night. I'll repeat it, rehearse it. If I'm having a good day and I just want to bless the Lord, I'll say it to him in a way of blessing him. And sometimes there's been days where I was having a bad day and I needed comforted, and so I would say it over myself. And you know, there's things like Psalm 91 that I pray every day, and I put our family's name in there, and I pray each of those verses over my whole family, and it's powerful, the protection and the angels' protection and the fortresses. And you know, I just really encourage you, if you don't already, to have the Lord show you some verses that are for you and for your family and for your situation and what you're going through. And ask him to show you, and he will lead you to a verse that's just for you and just for what you need that day. And so I just leave you with that, and I'm going to sign off now. Have a blessed day. Bye.